So hello traders, welcome back to another episode of Forex wins and losses. So in this show we normally give you updates on real live trading, what is happening, whether we're doing a prop firm challenge or whether we're doing trading live accounts on the prop firm side. So today you can see on set I'm joined by one of our students, one of our successful students. So he'll introduce himself. He's managed to pass both phase 1 and phase 2 of my funded FX challenge. You joined us sometime back last year in November, right?
Yes.
Sometime in November, October there. You've been with us now for around 8 months.
Yeah.
Since that time, I'm learning, going through different things. Very conscientious person. Always first, last to leave after the class. And it pays off. So Arvyn has delivered 13% return in total over the last about 1.5 months, 2 months?
1.5.
1.5 months.
Yeah, 1.5.
Okay, yeah. So he's been trading now for the last 1.5 months. These challenges, we started them together in early June, right?
Yeah.
So he's managed to pass phase 1 and phase 2. I've only passed phase 1. I'm still doing phase 2. He's ahead of me. So I'm going to ask him a few questions and then we're going to go through the trades that he took via the screen. I'll also share with you the trades that I took for me to pass the phase 1, and then we'll stop there and hopefully you'll be able to learn 1 or 2 things. So Arvyn, can you just please introduce yourself?
My name is Arvyn Mwenda. I joined Financial Hub back in last year, October. And I've been learning since then and also backtesting. And then from there, I think, as Kenna said, I started trading like a month and a half ago. I was able to pass the phase 1 and phase 2 challenge, and currently I'm trading live. Okay. My journey has been more of reading and backtesting, and I think the backtesting part is what has built confidence day in, day out. From there, I was able to now to take the other step now, which is to start trading. And I'm still continuing to learn. I still come and ask the questions if I doubt myself, if I have any challenges, I would also still come and ask questions, and they will be able to help me in so many ways, and I'm highly appreciative of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, as you've heard, Arvyn, I'm going to ask him a couple of questions which most people actually ask. In line with trading, in line with prop firms, and in line with learning. I think those 3 things are what is very important for most people. Learning, trading, prop firms, because those are the 3 things that a trader needs to have it all figured out. If you can learn, you can trade well, and the prop firms still exist, then you have some pathway to financial freedom. So like for you, I wanted to ask you, okay, describe to us your learning process. Like since you joined us in October, other than coming for the classes, I remember I used to remain in the classroom alone after classes are done.
Yeah.
And you were doing your own work, counter-checking things, looking at things differently.
Yeah.
So would you describe to us the last 8 months, how has your learning process been? Describe to us how your days have been.
My days have been, I think, a lot, especially I think probably I'd say doubtful. I'll start with doubtful. On learning, I think when I started, there's something that I had in mind. Probably I know what I know, and probably what I know is right. And with time, I think I found that was I didn't know anything.
Okay.
To start with, and then on a daily basis, it was a matter. I think for me, what has taken time is unlearning things.
Okay.
And learning things has really taken a lot of time, because there is the narrative that is going on. The Forex is this, and then you'd be able to make a certain amount of time. You'll be able to make money in a certain duration of time. Okay. And you don't have to put in those efforts like you put. No. You have, what I've realized is you need to put 10,000 hours, and not 10,000 hours is 10,000 hours. Literally 10,000 hours. As I was remaining in class, it's the effort, Okay. No one is coming to tell you, did you trade? No, at the end of the day, you are your own boss. if you decide to not take a trade, that is on you. If you decide to take a trade, that is on you. So learning, I think now I had after now unlearning, now there's what is the learning part. The psychology part, also knowing that you have there are a couple of challenges, because in terms of it's your world, it depends on you on how you view it.
Okay.
And if you let other things drive you, like probably greed, I think that is first a recipe for disaster. Big time. Big time. My journey has been up and down. But I think for me, personally, I've been, in terms of market-wise, I had to decide now it was from morning to evening. It's like job ya kawaida tu. Probably I'd wake up at around 7, and then from there start with the markets from 7:30, go during the day. I think at home, hey, you're not taking a break, you're not doing anything. Because in my head, I'm like, okay, I will take a break. But no. Taking a break for me personally wouldn't be... I didn't see because after I realized what it entails, I fell in love with it.
Okay.
So with time, that got exciting. And I'd give myself, the lunch break, normal time. And then from there, there's reading books, there's listening to podcasts. And I think also... reading books is also I've realized that there's more to Forex than what people portray.
Okay.
There's Forex, and then there's you as a person.
Okay.
How you react to things, how you respond to things. It has taught me a lot. I mean, different types of skills, especially I think also listening, because listening to podcasts, I don't think I would have listened to a podcast more than an hour.
Okay.
If it's not a movie, a series, I just zone out.
Okay.
I think listening to podcasts has helped in a skill of listening, which is also entailed to Forex, one way or another. Reading different types of books, knowledge, left, right, and center. And then during my day, I think I'd probably sleep at 12. I'm being told, I think I even told you guys I have a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
So there's a time after practicing, I think now that was the flags. I really took a lot of time learning flags. Mm-hmm. I think at first I didn't know how to draw them. I took, I think, a good 6 months before I could
identify one.
Exactly. I took around 6 months.
Okay.
I was like, hey, I'm not seeing anything. Mm-hmm. There's nothing. Am I the problem? Who's the problem?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you point fingers back at you, because it's not about the markets don't have a problem. It's you as a person.
Definitely.
You need to figure out. I think, so after learning about, realizing that I could actually identify flags, it became a little bit easier.
Okay.
Right now, I identify flags very easily.
Okay. So you can spot one very easily.
Very easily right now. But it was morning to evening, next day morning. Me by that, even Sundays,
used to be on the charts.
It's on charts. Even to date, on Monday to Monday, it's an everyday thing.
On charts?
On charts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think, other than the pattern recognition skill, which you've just pointed out, which is being able to spot what the market is doing, do you feel like that intensive screen time has contributed also to you developing a feel for what markets are likely to do? Like, are you able to somehow be in sync with what markets are doing? Like, you can be able to say, this is a flag, I should come in probably here, I should be out by this time, probably this market is not reacting well here. Like, do you feel like you've been able to come up with such an idea of how markets tend to move or tend to work?
Because of the time put.
Exactly.
Totally 100%. The time put. At first, I think for me, I will not even say the first day or first week, the first month, after putting all those efforts, I'm like, there's nothing I'm seeing.
Okay.
There's no progress. So what is really going on?
Okay.
And then in the back of my head, I'm like, there's nothing I'm going back to.
Okay.
There is literally nothing I'm going back to at this point.
So no plan B.
So no plan B.
Okay.
So if this thing fails, so there's no failing, there's no safety net. If you're falling on rocks, man. Rocks are not
They're not good things to fall
soft.
on.
They're not soft. Yeah. So so what happened? I think on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It was on a daily basis. So first month goes, second month, third month, fourth month, at least I can draw something.
Okay.
At least
start connecting the dots.
I can draw something. I'm like, okay. So fourth month is when I'm seeing something. I'm like, wow. So how many more months should I at least again try to be able to draw and then know this? So fifth month, sixth month. So from the sixth month is when I realized, wait a minute. I used to take flags. I would take screenshots and then send them.
Okay.
And then I would be given feedback in terms of, okay, now this is where it is, this is where it is. And then also the Discord group played, I think, a very, very, very major role in terms of also helping. I was in fear of judgment when I send a flag. They'd be like, hey, wait, you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
So, the negative criticism. But that was not it. It was actually the opposite. It was a matter, no, don't do this, do this. Start from key levels. Key levels would help because I didn't even know such things as key levels.
Okay.
And then it was draw a flag, and then this is how you do it. This is how you do it from this part. And that played a very, very crucial role in identifying.
Okay.
So I think patient also, because you can't see it in the first month, second month. It's seeing the long-term goal. If hypothetically speaking, I would enter the market saying, if I'm not seeing flags, then I would probably quit. I think I would have quit in the first month probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think another question that I'd love to ask, the last question actually in line with the technicals is, you went through 3 different strategies.
Yeah.
So you went through 3 in-house strategies.
Yeah.
How I look at markets, how Caleb looks at markets, and how Lavi looks at markets. Are you trading all of them? Are you trading one of them? Are you trading a mix of them? Or are you trading your own ideas in line with what we taught you?
For me, with the 3 strategies, when I started, because it was first pivots, I was like, but the pivots, pivots, I'm going to go for pivots. And then from there, it was Caleb with flags. Now with Caleb with flags, I'm like, there's something here.
Okay.
There's definitely something here.
Okay.
But now the challenge was, I have no idea. With pivot points,
It was easy.
And easy not probably representing it's very simple to do.
Yeah.
So there's pivot points which I can actually do. I have the choice of choosing pivot points.
Okay.
And then there's flag, which I'm like, there's really something here. And then now down to your strategy, the trend line channel, third bounce. For me, it was, this one is actually good.
Okay.
Now, coming, when you go to flags, there's the third bounce.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. And then with yours, there's also the third bounce.
Okay.
So first of all, I decided, okay, with pivot, I don't, I'm not feeling there's no that feel of pivot.
Markets.
So I decided to put it aside. And I think also spending too much time on the screen, pivot points was something I would do it on Monday and then probably Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I just wait.
Okay.
There's no there's analyzing, but the analyzing didn't play well probably with my mind. And from there, flags and then trend line. On the question about what I'm trading, I'm doing flags and also now the third bounce.
Okay.
But I would want to settle on one. Honestly speaking, I'd want to settle on one.
Why so?
Because I've realized there's something that comes with doing one. There's knowing the ins and outs, and also the time that is needed on one specific. If I'd go with 2, probably I would miss out. I wouldn't. It's a matter of depth also. I'm looking at depth. If it took me 6-7 months with flag, I can imagine what also time it will take me with the
Any
third
other
bound.
strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now, if I was to go probably now, also yours take another 6 months.
Definitely.
And then that's 1 year. So 1 year of just back testing. So now I come again to live. Probably how flags, they've probably changed on how they are drawn and how they are seen. So now again I have to go back
and learn again
and then probably unlearn something else.
Yeah.
It's also, the mind is not a socket that on and off. Yeah, it's something that you need to give it time to forget, to unlearn something, and then to be able to embrace something, which I think the mind is not something that embraces change quite as positively as you'd want to. Probably, tomorrow I want to wake up with third trend line bounce, like, okay, so that is what will happen. Okay. There's a journey it takes. So I don't want to settle actually on just one. In terms of probably backtesting different systems or trying to also come up with my own system. Okay. I'm working on that. I think I'd be there's something I'm trying out, which I think is on the third week I'm trying. Okay. Yeah, basically. So, but I wouldn't want to trade both systems, just one. Okay. Yeah. Very, very good. Yeah. Now, the most important critical element every trader needs to understand, and especially if you're interested in trading prop firms, is risk management. Yeah. I think the rules that are set there for managing risk are quite delicate, and if you're not keen, you can easily end up losing the account or not even passing the challenge, because you're only allowed an 8% drawdown and you're expected to deliver 8%. Yeah. If you think about it, that's a risk-reward ratio of 1:1. Yeah. So your downside is capped as much as your upside is. So they're basically telling you, as much as you have to chase high returns, you also have to minimize the risks that you're taking in the market. Yeah. Now for you, would you describe to us how you managed to pass? I've looked at the trades that you took, very big winners, very small losses. So how did you bring in that element of cutting losses very quickly, not hoping when you're in a losing position? Because those are things that very many beginners struggle with. You're in a position, it's not working, you're hoping. So how did you build that muscle to know that if a position is not working, cut it, and if a position is working, stay with it? Because I've also seen you've stayed with some positions for a very long time as they're moving towards your targets. So how did you bring in that element? I think for me, the first thing that I needed to instill in my mind and for it to stick is the 1% rule. Okay. That, I think that one I had to cement it it was very crucial. I think also from reading books, knowing, the repetition of seeing one thing in one book and then seeing another in another book and then seeing it in another book. There's probably something you're trying to communicate. Yeah. 1% is something that I learned from you guys. I've learned from different people and from reading. Okay. And for me, when it was in terms of a trade, it was a matter of you cannot go beyond 1% in any trade. In the side of drawdown, I think I've mentioned when I started, the first thing I started with was a loss. Okay. That is the first thing. And I think I wouldn't be even more glad to have started with a loss, because probably everyone, I think, wants to start with a win. Yeah. When I started with a loss, I sent it to Caleb. I'm like, I've lost. But what a great way to start. For me, I think it was a very great way to start. Yeah. Because it was a matter of, okay, now it was your first losing trade. Yeah, it was my first losing trade. Okay. Mind you, it was my first losing trade and the first time I've ever traded. You've ever executed a position? Exactly. Okay. I've never done it. So it's starting from a loss was like, okay, let us see your muscle. Okay. Let us see the muscle that you've been saying, risk, you've been reading, you've been doing. It all now comes down to this. How do you handle it? How do you go about it? So from now, the -1%, I think I had, even before, there's somewhere I had written in terms of, if you're above 2%, then 1%, 1%. Okay. And then if you're down to any, as much as it's 1% even, because that's not a lot, but it's still a loss, being negative 1%, you cut your risk to half.
Okay.
No matter what, as much as a trade is good, no matter probably something is no. Cause probably and you're not even sure of any, this is a good setup.
Okay.
But a good setup is not guaranteed to profit.
Definitely.
It's not. So for me, when I was at negative 1%, it was a matter of now cut your risk to 0.5.
Okay.
So I used 0.5, and then from there, the trade that I took me, I think, to now break even.
Okay.
And then from there, now it was a matter of, okay, now do we go back to the 1%, or do we now continue with now the 0.5 used to build?
Okay.
And I think for me, it was a matter of until I have had 2%, then it is 0.5, 0.5, 0.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see it's a combination of, from what you've just described, it's a combination of hard set rules and the discipline to follow.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can see clearly you decided before you even start that you'd never exceed 1%.
Yeah.
And then you had drawdown thresholds, which you're taught in the risk management class, which is if you lose this much, cut your risk. If you lose this much further, cut your risk further.
Yeah.
But if you gain this much, top up your risk. If you gain this much, top up your risk further. Right?
Yes.
So good job on that one. Very, very good job. Another thing that I'd love to know is what are some of the, as much as you're doing well, I really do believe that just like me and just like any other trader, trading is something that you're always striving to improve. You never get to a point where you have done so much. If you made 8%, you can probably make 10, 15 the next month. You know. So how are you planning to? What areas are you working on to improve, and what areas are you currently feeling that you still need to develop a lot on those areas?
I think psychologically, because technicals don't require any emotion.
Okay.
It's a matter of how much you understand, the depth you're willing to go with in terms of technically. Technical is something that you can teach someone and be like, this is what you do, this is what you do, and then you go back in years, that is time, and come and see how markets have been reacting. Technically, I wouldn't say there are any emotions involved, but now psychologically is what you need to work on each and every single day.
Okay.
In terms of psychologically, it's not something that you'd say, if it's not something that you'd wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, today I don't feel like I need to apply psychology in my trading. Okay. The moment you do that, then things start going the opposite direction. Okay. I think awareness being part of psychology is something that you need to be aware of each and every single time. Okay. You need to be aware of what are you trading exactly and why are you trading them. So I think for me, each and every single thing that I think I am working on is psychology. Okay. Placing a trade and being comfortable with that trade. Okay. And then also being comfortable with being uncomfortable losing that trade. Okay. Because at the end of the day, there's no guarantee that the market will reward you with this. Just because your technicals are good, just because your psychology is good,
does not mean you'll make money.
Doesn't mean you make money. Yeah. I think that is a hard truth that I am learning. That it doesn't mean just because you probably you've been even the 6 months that I put back testing and everything doesn't guarantee me anything at all. I think that is a hard truth I'm still working on.
And then, like many other fields, trading is one of those fields whereby probably I can make a lot of money by working less than you're working. Yeah. By staying out of markets more, by doing less in the market, by not trying to chase returns. I'll probably make way more money than someone who's working very hard to make money, trying to chase money. Is that what you're trying to say? You're learning slowly but surely? Yeah, I think that is what I'm actually learning. And also now, I think less screen time. Because it went from, I think, about 10 to 12 hours for me on the screen. Now I'm trying to reduce from now probably 10 to 7 to 6 to probably even to 4 if possible. Okay. I want to reduce now as much screen time because now there's also the negative side of also screen time. Yep. The screen time, yes, it's needed,
But now the moment things start flowing, try to get out of them. Because now the moment you also not put a trade, you want to come to see what the trade is doing. I think I told you I have that challenge of candlestick to candlestick.
Ticking,
Yeah,
tracking markets, tick by tick.
Exactly, minute by minute, hour by hour.
Okay.
And then that will give me a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
Anxiety kicks in. Your psychology, the first knock you have or the first blow you have, it
distorts everything.
Okay. So now you're confused, and then probably you'd exit a trade, and then from there it changes.
Okay.
Maybe like, now what did I do? I think now I'm trying to reduce screen time and improve my technicals, and I think psychology is on a daily basis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you think you attending the Financial Hub course and coming in to meet us and to spend time with us has contributed? What do you think we've contributed to your trading journey?
It shortens. It shortens a time that you'd be very lost. I'ma do what you'd think you'd know. I think with you guys, what I was offered is an opportunity, not to waste probably years and years. And by shortening, I don't mean that if you come to class, you'd after 3, 4, 5 months, you'd be able to make money. By shortening, I mean by the many things that probably you'd go around testing and doing. You get a roadmap. You just get a roadmap,
Okay.
You don't. The journey is for you alone.
Okay.
But they give you a map of this is where you are right now.
Okay.
This is how you go.
Okay.
Here's the map. These are different destinations that you want to go. And probably if you choose otherwise, you'll be like, okay, if your map is not working, then you choose your own your own map that is to lead you. I think what you guys did was you played a very key role in terms of leading me. A map, and it's not a matter of by this trade, take this trade. I think that is also something I appreciate about you guys. You guys pushing the idea of we are not offering signals. I think at first I was like, hey, I can be getting signals, and then there's no need for me to learn. What if now whatever they are doing is not working?
Okay.
Then do you stay dormant? As in, do you not move? What happens to you? I think the map has helped me in so many ways.
Okay.
Helps me in reading because you have to read.
Okay.
There's no shortcut. And then looking up to you guys, there's also, I think, something I was telling myself recently is experience. There's you reading this, you doing technically well, probably psychology you're doing well, but you can't buy your way into the experience.
Okay.
You cannot buy yourself into experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really have to spend time with markets to build that experience.
You have to.
Okay.
That one, there's no cheating. There's no cheat code for that.
Very, very good point. Very, very good point. I think the last 2 questions I'd ask is, I'd ask, what plans do you have moving forward now that you have a live account? It looks like you're trading it well. What plans do you have now as you move forward in your trading?
My plan will be currently right now, because with the account that I have, I took the account that I have because of the it was the lowest account that I will take.
Okay.
And also for me as a beginner, that is where I think will fit suit.
Okay.
At first I actually never knew the prop firms that existed. So I think in my head I'm like, okay, now I finish class, start looking for them probably $100 in these hard times. So the question is, where do you get it?
Yeah.
But with a prop firm, I think with a prop firm, if you can manage yourself very well, a prop firm is something that a beginner can do.
Okay.
But not just you have to have data that backs you up.
Okay.
I think for me, what gave me confidence is having data and facts. That is what I think pushed me. The goal, I think, for me now, because I've realized I can go as high as I would want. I think the sky is the floor at this point. It's not even the limit.
It's not the limit.
This is where you are right now.
But
this is where you are heading.
Okay.
But you need to fill in this gap with time.
As you move.
As you move, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. And what someone is out there watching, they're probably very inspired by your story. They want to probably try their hand. What is the one thing you tell that person, if you can do this, this will help you? The one thing that you feel has contributed to you being where you are over the last 8 months?
Willing to learn.
Just be willing to learn. Willing
to learn and empty your cup. Just empty your cup. I think empty your cup and learn a lot of things. There's the narrative of what Forex is.
But if there's what it really is.
And then there's what it really is. I'd say probably even telling your parent you want to do Forex. That one is hard. That one. Telling your parent you want to do Forex.
Yeah.
I think even to date, I'm still convincing my parents that Forex is something that can work.
Despite your success?
Exactly.
Okay.
Even there's clear evidence.
That it's working.
Are you applying for jobs? Yeah. I am, but there's also are you applying for jobs? No, there's this thing, this one you're doing is okay, you can do it, you can do this later.
But you need a job.
Lucky, no. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'll apply for that job, but I think in the back of my head, I'm like, it's okay.
I'll just do my own thing.
I just do my own thing because I know the time that I have put. I know the energy that I'm putting. So for anyone, I think who wants to do Forex, leave alone even convincing your parents. There is also you as a person.
Okay.
Being open-minded and start trading.
Okay. Yeah.
I think trading for someone who has had a narrative of trading and someone who has never had a narrative of trading, they'll both have different stats.
Okay.
In terms of beginning. For someone who has had stories and probably has traded before, it will take time if one is not willing to learn and to be open-minded. Then for someone who has never had it and wants to do it for the first time, I think there's that willingness to learn. Okay. And also because so this is what happened. They'll be really eager. For me, I knew what Forex was, and I think it's the awareness part of as a person. First of all, I am this is the duration of time that it's going to take me. Okay. As I was just telling you right now, it's when for me I was looking for you guys. Someone told me you're going to take 2 years or more for you to be able to start earning. Okay. So I think that projection of time took me 2 years forward. Okay. So you mean in these 2 years, I'm just going to be struggling? Yeah, you're going to be struggling.
And learning.
Okay. But during those 2 years, whatever you're going to be learning is really, really a lot. Okay. And if the time, if you put that, the 10 hours, and literally the 10 hours, I will still say 2 years. I'll say 2 years.
Take your time. In simple terms.
Just take your time.
So take your time, approach markets with the right mindset, and probably find someone to guide you.
Especially guide you. Okay. Someone to guide you and hold your hand in this journey until you at this point I can walk alone. Okay. You need someone to help you out. Okay. That is what I would say.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we're done with some of the questions that I had for Arvyn. I think now what we will do is to go through both accounts. So he had 2 phases accounts. On actually phase 1 he did 12%, unlike the 8 that was required, and in phase 2 he did 6 point something%, unlike 5 that is required. So you can see he's actually beating what the prop firms require. He'll take us through the trades via the screen. You guys will be able to see. Then probably I'll take you through also my end of phase 1, and we will stop there for the day.